Golfers, I'm sure there's a lot of you out there like me that have got a driver you've had in your bag for 4 or 5 years plus. You keep seeing all the bumps on the internet about longer, straighter. Well, what we're doing this year when we're doing the driver testing, you know, we're going to compare it against my go-to driver that I've had for 4 or 5 years that I just can't get out of my bag. And I'm constantly getting abuse from Darren for not putting a new driver into my bag. So Darren, over to you, sir.
Richard certainly splits fairways with his driver at the moment, but he needs to get with the times and move with modern technology. So what we're going to do today, we are going to put in his hands the Titleist 915 D3, which is the most similar in the Titleist range to his driver. We're going to set it up in exactly the same spec as his, which is 10.5 standard. We're going to keep everything as neutral, and then we're going to let him have 3 swings. We're going to have a look at the stats, make a tweak, and see where we go from that. But first off, let's read out the stats from your 3 swings that you did with your driver. Your club head speed was 103 miles per hour, your ball speed was 158, your launch was 15 degrees, your spin was 2,900, and your overall distance was 255. And the incredible dispersion of 15 yards. So it certainly finds fairways, as you've told us.
Yeah, and that's my go-to shot as well. A little hill cut with, you know, minimum effort, an easy swing that I can just start down the left-hand side and bring it back. It's just something to me that promotes confidence, and it's something I feel I can do with my driver all day long. And so therefore, when we try the new driver, I want to try and recreate that feeling. That's something I need to know I've got in the bag. Okay,
perfect. So this was set up on an A1 setting, which is totally neutral for Titleist. Let's see how we got on with the 915 D3. So you've seen the first 3 swings that Richard had with the A1 setting, standard everything. Let's have a look at the stats. Club head speed was 102. Ball speed was 105, which was a slight decrease. The launch was lower at 13.3. Spin was 2,579, which was much lower. The overall distance was 251, so you lost 4 yards. Your dispersion, though, was 19. So your thoughts on the first round of Titleist 915 D3?
I was excited to try the new 915. I was custom fit last year, I think, for a 913. And the reason the 913 isn't in my bag is that I couldn't get it to match my numbers on my club at all. So what I was interested in seeing this year was if they managed to surpass my numbers, and that the technology has moved on. But then there was always this thing in the back of my mind that said, well, when I tried it last year and I tried it with a variety of different shafts, I couldn't match the numbers I was getting off of my current driver. Okay,
as we said earlier on, we've basically used the standard stock shafts. We haven't messed around with the shafts at all. It's only really head settings that we're messing around with. So based on Richard's first 3 swings, what we decided to do was to give him more loft, so we set it to D4. Okay. So let's have a look at those once we've set it to D4. Right, you've just seen Richard's swings there. I'm determined to change his driver. So let's have a read of these stats. Club head speed was 104, which was an increase on your driver. Ball speed was 3 miles an hour faster at 161. Spin was less than yours, so this was 2,500. The overall distance was 260.
Yeah.
And we equaled your dispersion. So basically, we've given you the same fairway finder. That boring kind of...
Plus 5 yards.
Yeah, plus 5 yards, yeah, absolutely. So it's win-win for Titleist. I'm sure once we have a look further and look at shafts and different bits and pieces, I'm sure we could then ramp that up a little bit as well.
Yeah, I mean, with a Titleist club, you expect it, you know, it says, you know, it's for serious players. It says that on the tin. So you're not expecting something that's ever going to be wild. And I've always expected that probably Titleist have compromised distance to give you that consistency.
Yeah.
So, you know, I wasn't expecting to see 20, 30 yard gain. I was intrigued to see if I could get past my numbers, because I know the old model didn't. So the fact that we've gone 5 yards, which is half a club, with the standard shaft, and you say once we change that shaft and start messing around with the numbers there, I can see we're instantly going to see a club's difference.
Yeah.
Which says that, to me, if you're most people that are Titleist fans stay a Titleist fan. So if you've got a 910 or a 913 in your bag, I think you need to try the 915, because I think you're the guys that are going to see the most from this club.
Yeah, with the classic head, if that's what you like, you'd go certainly with the D3. If you want something a little bit more forgiveness, you'll go D2 and you'll love the club all day long. I mean, with this SureFit hosel system, you can really dial in the specs. And I mean, they're aftermarket shafts. I mean, there's hundreds available.
Exactly.
And I mean, if you can't get fit for one of them, then you really need to do what Richard does and just keep your old golf club in your bag. But you need to look forward and get the new technology in your bag for sure.
So if you want more information on the 915, go to the website, there's a product page there, or contact us via the website.